Tyson Ant just announced his brand new Fortnite icon skin, and the reveal was absolutely insane.
Is that a hamster? What?
Yo!
But not everyone is excited, and a lot of players feel like Fortnite straight up lied to them.
Wish it could be me. That's crazy.
When the icon skin series first dropped, Fortnite made it seem like it was all about celebrating the community's favorite creators. First we got Ninja, then Loserfruit,
Look, it's me.
and then Lachlan.
That's me.
All undisputed legends of the game. So naturally, everyone figured goats like Typical Gamer and Nick A30 would be up next. After a long wait, Nick A30 finally got his skin.
I look so good! Oh my god!
But by then, Fortnite already started quietly shifting away from Fortnite creators entirely. The first non-Fortnite collab we got was Travis Scott, but the Astroworld event was so massive that nobody complained. But slowly, more and more pop stars, athletes, and random celebrities with no real connection to Fortnite started taking the spotlight.
LeBron James, ladies and gentlemen.
While Typical Gamer, one of the most consistent Fortnite creators since day one, kept getting ignored. Fans have been patiently waiting for his icon skin since the very beginning. But at this point, it feels like Fortnite's betrayed us, and maybe TG will never get the skin he deserves. But somehow, that's nothing. Here's 56 of the craziest lies in Fortnite history.
Fortnite have always said skins don't give a competitive advantage.
Oh my god. Hubba, hubba, hubba.
But in Season 4, the awesome new superhero-themed Battle Pass dropped, and people couldn't believe their eyes. One of the skins secretly had a way to go invisible? It was surprisingly easy too. All you had to do was unlock the Zoe skin, equip it, and as long as you didn't get too close to other players, they wouldn't be able to see you at all. It didn't take long for the community to realize this, and soon enough, everyone was wearing it. So Fortnite were forced to disable the skin, and they fixed the issue. After the absolute insanity of the Infinity Blade, Fortnite admitted they had messed up, making it so overpowered, and they would be more careful in the future. But unfortunately, when Season X rolled around, that turned out to be a total lie with the release of the mech. They were possibly even more overpowered than the Infinity Blade, and some players even found a glitch to make them totally invisible.
What? It's invisible! The mecha is invisible for me!
As if they weren't already overpowered enough! Players are always looking for ways to get easy wins, but this one takes the cake. In Chapter 2, Season 5, at the center of the map, there was the 0 point. Fortnite said it would heal you up to 100 health, but it would actually heal you up to 100 every time you went in it. And this gave the X2 twins an epic idea that nobody saw coming. They built a giant sky base all the way up to the 0 point so they could keep going through it and heal up the storm forever.
So pretty much, you rinse and repeat until you've won the game.
It was basically a cheat code for free wins.
Literally winning the game by running in a straight line.
In Chapter 2, Season 7, UFOs were released onto the island. Fortnite said they won't eliminate you, but players started experimenting, and it wasn't long before they found some crazy ways to get eliminations with them. Players were getting picked up by their teammates, they were picking up boulders, but Nick A30's discovery has to top them all.
He is definitely daddy's. Oh yeah.
You could actually pick up these giant metal crates and wreak absolute chaos. With the release of Chapter 2, Season 5, Fortnite announced a new feature, sand tunneling, but they didn't tell anyone about how glitchy it would be, and players quickly found a new way to use it to go completely invisible. Although it could be used for some really funny trolls.
Wait, where'd it go?
That was spooky, wasn't it?
Yo, the gun's back. Oh my god, look at that.
It also totally broke the game, letting you get free wins.
Yeah!
So Fortnite disabled the feature entirely. Eventually, Fortnite announced that it was fixed and re-released back into the game, only for players to quickly find out it was actually still broken. With the release of Ranked, the community was excited at the idea of a new competitive game mode.
Bronze 3, let's go!
But it wasn't quite what Fortnite had told us it would be. It turns out, with enough patience, anyone could get Unreal Ranked. Laserbeam even managed to get it by doing literally nothing.
There's nothing more fun than not playing the game at all.
Every game he would do the same thing. Land in, find a spot to hide, and that's it. He didn't get a single elimination. It was ridiculous. But even though Laserbeam was hyped,
Yes! No kills! No wins! No movement!
the competitive community were outraged. In Chapter 3, Season 1, tents came to Fortnite, and they had an amazing feature. You could hop inside of them at any time to heal up. But when Fortnite made it clear that this overpowered feature was bounced out by the fact that they're breakable, they didn't mention that if your tent did start breaking a storm, you could pack it up, place it back down, and it would be good as new. This meant that players could out-heal the storm forever and get free wins. It was completely busted. Up until recently, Battle Pass items were meant to be exclusive, so you couldn't get them any other way. away, but Fortnite lied, and in Season 6, you can actually buy the Wild Music Pack on its own for 200 V-Bucks. That wasn't the only time it happened either, and back in Chapter 5, Season 2, it happened again with the swim-free lobby track. Over the years, it's pretty safe to say people's favorite weapon is the pump shotgun, especially the epic and legendary rarities. They hit like dump trucks, and the community were devastated when they revolted in Season 9. Years later, in the run-up to Chapter 4, Season 3, it was looking like the pump was finally set to return, and players were super excited. But sadly, it turned out to be a total lie. It was actually the sharp-toothed shotgun, which looked exactly the same, but did nowhere near as much damage as the OG. In OG Fortnite, gold scars were one of the most rare and sought-after overpowered weapons in the game. So when it was removed, people were devastated. Finally, when Chapter 5 rolled out, it was looking like the scar was set to return, and players were super excited. But Fortnite didn't tell us it was actually the Striker AR, a different gun entirely? Mistakes can be easily made, and next up we have a big one. And the 4.2 Fortnite update added in the Storm Tracker, allowing lucky players to see the next 2 storm circles. Needless to say, this was pretty OP, and it was replaced by the jetpack in under 30 minutes.
No, wait. Oh, I had the Storm Tracker. That isn't in the patch notes.
So sadly, only a lucky few players got to try the item out, and most people missed out entirely. But Fortnite didn't mention the ability would actually come back in the form of forecast towers several years later. In Fortnite Season 1, if you got to level 25, you could obtain the Mako glider from the season shop. This was the only way to get it, so it was one of the rarest items in the game.
I got it. Nah, no way it's OG, is it? Is it actually, guys? Cool. You're telling me this is the rarest glider in the game?
That was until January 2nd, 2018, when with no heads up at all, Fortnite just released it into the item shop. Players were excited and rushed to buy it, but those who missed out were super disappointed. Some of you OGs might remember this one. In the early days of Chapter 1, pump shotguns had a hidden secret that Fortnite didn't tell anybody. Fortnite said the pump was for use at short range, but players found that to be a total lie. It could do crazy damage at far distances too, and people even started calling it the sniper pump. It was ridiculously broken, so it was fortunate that it only took 24 hours for Fortnite to notice and push out a fix. Next up, OG players might remember it all too well. These days, Battle Pass shows you everything you're getting up front.
This is the coolest battle pass ever.
But back in the early days of Fortnite, there was one massive surprise: secret skins. You technically already own them as part of the pass, but nobody knew what they were until way later in the season when Fortnite unlocked them.
Who got this skin? No one got this skin.
And that mystery built insane hype all season long.
She is hot.
Hot.
But sadly, in Chapter 2, Season 2, Fortnite scrapped them entirely. Instead, we got bonus skins. And while some of them were pretty sick, a lot of players were left super disappointed. The thrill of the surprise was gone, and it felt like something special had been lost forever. The bunkers in Chapter 5 were awesome. You were only supposed to be able to get into them late into the game.
Can we get these vaults open? Oh my god.
But waiting for them to open could be a drag. And this player had enough. So, somehow, they cooked up a crazy way to get in, even at the start of the game. With most of these vault glitches, you're stuck forever. But they even found a way to get back out again, making it super OP. When Juice WRLD hit the item shop, fans were pumped.
Yo, this is sick.
No way! Juice WRLD is in the item shop!
But did you know Fortnite pulled a sneaky scam with the bundle? In the Fortnite web shop, the World Takeover bundle looked like it included the Lucid Dreams emo. But players who bought it actually got the Lucid Dreams jam track instead. Turns out the Lucid Dreams emote wasn't even in the game yet. So players were scammed out of an emote that didn't even exist? Fortnite have always said they want victories to feel meaningful and rewarding for players. But that turns out not to be the case when Fortnite added hireable NPCs to the game. All you had to do was hire an NPC, quickly dismiss them before you died, and then spectate until the end of the game. It was as easy as that. It wasn't long until Fortnite patched it, but a few chapters later, there was another even more insane glitch to get free wins again. Someone found a secret way to unlock the car before getting the medallion, and once you got it, the car was completely invincible. As long as you didn't get out of the car, you were basically guaranteed the victory royale. When the Yoda backbling hit the item shop, Star Wars fans went crazy for it. But it didn't take long for players to realize something was seriously wrong. Turns out, doing the Zoidberg Scuffle emote while wearing the Yoda backbling would completely crash your game, and sometimes even your teammates too. Fortnite acted fast, but what they did shocked
everyone. Instead of disabling the emote, which had already been in the game for months by this point, they disabled the brand new Yoda backbling, the one everyone just paid for. Players were furious. They couldn't use what they had just bought. And to make it even worse, Fortnite could have just easily disabled the Zoidberg Scuffle instead.
In Chapter 3, Season 3, Fortnite released an awesome new pickaxe called the Dragon Rune Lance as part of the Battle Pass. But this pickaxe had a hidden secret that pros figured out in no time.
Ready? 3, 2,
3, 2, 1.
If you had the pickaxe out, nobody could hear your footsteps at all. They didn't even show up on visual audio. You could walk right up behind someone, take them by surprise, and there was nothing they could do.
Dude is so broken.
Fortnite has always said pickaxes are all the same and don't grant any competitive advantages, but this one certainly did. And getting eliminated to players exploiting the bug felt like a total ripoff. In 2018, Fortnite's Boogie Down contest had players dancing for a chance to get their moves made into a real game emote. But the top 100 received V-Bucks and a selection of disco-themed cosmetics, and this is where Fortnite lied to us. Among the skins was Sparkle Specialist, a Season 2 Battle Pass skin. Fortnite had previously told players Battle Pass skins would be exclusive and only ever available in that Battle Pass.
In Season 8, Fortnite released a new pickaxe called Star Wand, but they forgot to mention it had a secret feature. Instead of the usual 20 damage per hit, it did 56.
Yo, what is going? Epic!
Meaning you could 2-tap somebody off spawn.
Fortnite has always claimed items are purely cosmetic and grant no competitive advantage. But in this case, it was absolutely busted.
And for the unlucky players on the receiving end, it didn't feel too good. It was pretty epic if you were the one using it though. When Fortnite added the Tesla Cybertruck, most people expected it to cost a fortune. So when the summer road trip quest dropped, letting players unlock it for completely free, everyone rushed to complete them.
Let's go!
Before long, every lobby was packed with Cybertrucks. And that's when the problem started.
What the heck? Fortnite!
Typical Gamer found out the hard way.
I can't use the fists. They're broken.
Something about the Cybertruck was completely bugging the game.
I think the Tesla Cybertruck glitches the fists. Tesla Cybertruck is pay to lose.
And if you found out at the wrong time, it could even scam you out of the win.
What?
At the start of any new season, there's always players ready to drop V-Bucks to speed through the Battle Pass.
You know me, man. Alice Web buying every level, dude.
But in Chapter 5 Season 1, Fortnite hit them with a nasty surprise. If you tried to buy more than 25 levels with just V-Bucks, you just wouldn't get them. No levels, no warning, and you just lost the V-Bucks.
What the f happened?
It felt like a straight up scam. And after massive backlash from the community, Fortnite finally stepped in and refunded the affected players. In Chapter 5 Season 4, eagle-eyed shoppers spotted a crazy bargain in the item shop. The Dragon Ball Gear Bundle had been upgraded to now also include the Nimbus Cloud Glider 2. Since the glider usually costs 800 V-Bucks on its own, grabbing the full bundle for just 1800 seemed like a no-brainer. Players rushed to buy it, only to find out they had been totally scammed. The glider wasn't actually included. After tons of complaints, Fortnite finally granted players the Nimbus Cloud, but the damage was already done. If they hadn't have spoken up, they probably would have never gotten it at all. Fans of Sabrina Carpenter were hyped when out of nowhere, Caffeinated, an emote featuring her hit song Espresso, hit the item shop. But there was a problem. For some reason, the song played at warp speed, and players who bought the emote expected the version they knew and loved were super disappointed. Fortunately, Fortnite had heard their complaints and fixed it to play at regular speed, but that ended up causing even more drama. Players who previewed it and they actually liked the fast version felt like they got totally scammed, and it's unlikely they'll ever get back their beloved speed up version back. In Chapter 4 Season 1, Fortnite introduced the Shotgun Striker perk, and players were hyped.
That's actually huge.
The idea was simple. You'd get healed every time you shot an enemy player. But Fortnite made a big mistake. It worked fine in solos, but in team game modes, it was absolute chaos. For some reason, the perk worked on teammates as well as enemies, meaning you could heal up infinitely and become basically unstoppable. It was a super fun glitch if you were the one abusing it.
He was probably so confused right there.
But for the rest of the lobby, it felt like a total scam. In Chapter 5, Fortnite dropped the D-Res Destroy pickaxe as a free reward, and it was hype. To unlock it, all you had to do was win a match with Reload. Easy for some, but for others, it meant grinding for hours to finally clutch a win, only to not receive the pickaxe. Desperate for answers, many contacted Fortnite support, only to get a wild response. Don't believe everything you see online. Even though the reward had appeared in-game, and they had proof for it to back it up. Months later, affected users still hadn't gotten it, and at this point, it's starting to look like they were being straight up scammed. Wanting unobtainable cosmetics is nothing new, but it's not a problem for everyone. And in Chapter 2 Season 1,
one, this player couldn't believe what they had found. The item shop had glitched, and they could buy old starter packs. I guess Fortnite were lying when they said starter packs were exclusive and would never come back. They shared what they had found on Reddit, and it wasn't long before people found out how to do it. All you had to do was change the date on your PC. That's crazy. Launchpads. Usually, if you were in a tight spot, these could really come in clutch. That is, unless you're playing Chapter 3, Season 3. Players were wondering why, all of a sudden, every time they hit a launch pad, they were getting absolutely fried out of the air. Turns out, there was a bug where anytime you placed a pad, its location would instantly ping to every player in the entire lobby. Meaning, instead of getting a sneaky, low-key rotate, you'd get absolutely lasered by everyone in the game. On December 27, 2024, fans of Billie Eilish were hyped to see the "You Should See Me in a Crown" emote in the Fortnite item shop. Or so they thought. Turns out, Fortnite used the wrong icon. It wasn't Billy's emote at all. It was Outlaw instead. Sure, Fortnite fixed it pretty quickly, but for some players, it was too little too late. They had bought it thinking it was something else entirely, and ended up stuck with an emote that they didn't even want. Back in OG Fortnite, Tfue found a secret way to shoot enemies without them being able to hit him at all. It was insanely broken, and he used it at every opportunity, until eventually Fortnite patched it. They said it was fixed for good, but when Chapter 2 launched, it was running on a whole new engine, and with that saw the return of the super OP exploit back into the game. In the build up to OG, Fortnite promised subscribers of Fortnite Crew that they would get the OG Battle Pass for free, but that wasn't exactly true. When the launch date finally rolled around and subscribers logged in excited to start completing the pass, they found out they didn't have it, and many ended up spending even more V-Bucks to unlock it. Turns out, all they had to do was restart their game and it would have appeared, but Fortnite never told anybody that, and it left tons of players feeling totally scammed. In Chapter 3, Season 3, Fortnite dropped the awesome Blow Blades pickaxe as part of a limited time set to celebrate FNCS. They were promised it would only be in the item shop for FNCS, and once it was gone, it would be gone forever. But in Chapter 5, Season 4, Fortnite brought it back, and the community was shocked. Some players were hyped to grab an OG pickaxe, but the original buyers, they were furious the rare pickaxe wasn't rare anymore. In December 2018, PlayStation released an exclusive pack containing the Prodigy skin and the Tabulator backbling. 5 years later, people on the other platforms would finally have the opportunity to buy the backbling as part of a locker bundle. Or so they thought. Even though Fortnite showed it in the item shop, it wasn't actually part of the bundle at all. Back in OG Fortnite, CypherPK had made a name for himself as the Trap King. But sadly in Chapter 2, they were vaulted. Fortnite apparently preferred the way the game plays without traps, so it was thought that they would never return, and this was devastating for Cypher. When the High Explosives LTM rolled out 3 seasons later, he found a secret that Fortnite had told nobody about.
Ah! My goodness, dude!
Traps were back! And needless to say, he didn't hang around putting them to good use. In Chapter 5, Season 3, something unbelievable happened. PC and Switch players were getting instantly kicked from the game just for entering the desert. Some players didn't even make a glide in for the battle bus before getting booted. And needless to say, players were not happy. When the Street Shine pickaxe first hit the item shop, players were amazed by its bright, vibrant colors. But there was something even more amazing hidden in the edit styles. While the default and rainbow styles were meant to be included, Fortnite made a massive mistake and accidentally added the lava style too. When they realized, they disabled the pickaxe entirely while they fixed it, leaving players who had just bought it unable to use it and feeling totally ripped off. In Chapter 3, Season 3, Dragon Ball Z hit the Fortnite Island and anime fans were going wild. It had everything, from Goku and the insane Kamehameha Mythic to quests that let you unlock Charging Up, Boosting Ki, Shenron, we got it, and Dragon Radar, all completely free. The only downside, the quest didn't last forever. And if you missed out, Fortnite had a sneaky trick up its sleeve. They dropped the Dragon Ball Power Bundle in the item shop for 2,300 V-Bucks. Some players were happy to get a second chance, but for others, it felt like a total scam. Fortnite was now selling items that used to be 100% free and charging a premium price for them too. Fortnite Battle Royale is famed for its cool and crazy looking skins, but Save the World has some pretty unique ones too, and Metal Team Leader is no exception. You could buy in a pack for $19.99, and some people bought it just for the skin. Fortnite should have probably mentioned they plan to release it later in the item shop just for 1,200 V-Bucks just a short while later. Some of you might recognize this skin, iconic. Fortnite said it was exclusive for Galaxy S10 owners back in OG Fortnite, and everyone wanted it.
Oh, is that the announcement?
Yeah, what's up, baby?
So much that some people even bought the phone just for the skin. So it won't come to a surprise that those who had spent a lot of money for the skin were outraged, when without telling anyone, Fortnite added it into the item shop for free. It was only in the shop if you were on Android, and it was only in the game for an hour. But if you somehow managed to get it, Fortnite actually let you keep it. It was awesome for those lucky few, but the OG owners weren't too happy. Now onto the machine pistol. The first time people saw it, Fortnite had actually added it by accident into solid gold, but it wasn't even gold rarity. It was gray. This was strange, but even at the lowest rarity in the game, it still shredded.
That pistol action.
Yo, we shredded him.
Players couldn't wait to try it, but Fortnite didn't tell anyone it was only going to be in the game for an hour. So sadly, a lot of people missed out.
Epic already probably knows about it, and they're fixing it right now as we speak. So it's like any game now, I'm going to play, and it's going to be gone.
Fortunately, it did eventually come back, but this time it was available all the way up to gold. It was absolutely wild.
But it shreds at close range. Holy shoot.
With some of the highest DPS of all time.
It has a lot of damage, dude.
But unfortunately, Fortnite quickly realized it was too overpowered, and they nerfed it into the ground. So a lot of people never got to experience firsthand just how insane it actually was. In Season 9, Symphony discovered an insane glitch and couldn't wait to show Dakotas. If you wore the Waypoint skin, you could go completely invisible. Well, except for your head.
What? Your back blink's like all the way in the floor.
It was hilarious. And while it didn't work out for Symphony,
I'm dead.
Dakotas had much better luck, even managing to pickaxe the last player for the win. But while it made for some great clips, Fortnite quickly realized the issue and disabled the skin, leaving Waypoint fans feeling totally ripped off that they couldn't use their favorite skin anymore. Believe it or not, this wasn't the only time Fortnite's messed up with invisibility glitches. In Chapter 3 Season 1, if you wore one of the Slurp Legend skins and then used the Shadow Bomb, when the effect wore off, you became a floating head. And it stayed like this for the rest of the game. But somehow, the Neymar Jr. skin took this to a whole new level. On release, if you wore the skin and used the built-in shh emote, you could go almost completely invisible. I guess Fortnite meant to give that power to the John Cena skin instead.
He can't see me.
In Chapter 5 Season 3, Human Bill hit the item shop and sci-fi fans were losing their minds. But that excitement quickly turned into confusion and frustration. Everything looked normal in the shop until you tried to buy the bundle. The Alien Was Here wrap wasn't there. Some players assumed it was just a visual glitch and bought it anyways. But nope, Fortnite took their V-Bucks and didn't give them the wrap in return. It turned out it didn't even exist yet. Leakers at the time discovered the wrap wasn't even in the game files, so it wasn't a bug. Fortnite was just straight up scamming. In Season 9, Fortnite added an amazing new sniper rifle to the game, the Storm Scout. Players were hyped to try out its headline feature, so they raced in to create it.
A mini map on it? What the heck?
But it turned out Fortnite lied, and it didn't even work yet.
I'm still not too sure what the arrow means. See the arrow on the top? Maybe it's glitched.
Players would have to wait until way later on in the season for it to be released in Battle Royale to finally try it. But fortunately, it was worth the wait. It was absolutely insane, revealing future storm circles and doing a ton of damage. In Chapter 5 Season 4, Fortnite were hyping up the Karol G MSB concert,
People are saying this is pretty good, guys.
promising that anyone who attended would unlock the epic Bichota 4-string bass completely free. But when the concert ended, something wasn't right. Players left expecting the reward, but nothing came. Some even rewatched the entire event over and over, hoping it would finally fix the issue. But still, no bass. And what was supposed to be a sick free reward ended up feeling like a complete waste of time. Fortnite is very vocal about the fact that skins don't give a competitive advantage and are purely cosmetic, but they never mention the disadvantages. And some skins are literally pay to lose. Check out Boba Fett's Starship. It blocks half of your screen. Or Frostwing. It's massive and shoots ice blasts. Talk about making yourself an easy target. Perhaps the worst of all though is the Millennium Falcon. Fortnite didn't mention it practically flashbangs you every time you deploy it, making it totally unusable for a lot of players. When you buy a skin, you expect to be able to use it. So when owners of the Jack Skellington skin logged into the Save the World after the new update and found out that they couldn't use it, they were outraged. It was eventually added back, but then almost a year later, it was disabled again, and this time it stayed disabled for months. Players were furious, especially since many had bought the skin to use specifically during the Christmas season.
season. It felt like a total scam. Gold is a valuable in-game currency that you can use for all kinds of stuff, from buying big bots to hiring NPCs. But did you know that there's actually a secret way to get infinite amounts of it? It looks as if the only items you can get for them are displayed for sale, but that's a total lie. If you throw an EMP at one, it'll spit out a pile of gold. In Chapter 5 Season 3, someone even found out an insane trick with it. You could take it to the next level. Since the battle bus has a built-in EMP, you can park it next to a vending machine, spam it infinitely, and get max gold in no time. Usually when you buy a bundle and already own one of the items, Fortnite gives you a discount. But when the Shack bundle hit the item shop, things worked a little differently. If you had already owned the Axlifier, the bundle still charged full price, meaning you basically paid for the same thing twice. It was a total scam, and Fortnite promised they'd make things right by refunding the players who didn't get the discount. But even now, some players are saying they never got their V-Bucks back, and it's still not clear if Fortnite ever properly fixed it. But believe it or not, Fortnite has tried sneaky tricks like this before. When the amazing Chapter 2 remix dropped, it came with a brand new music pass, featuring none other than Snoop Dogg himself. At 1,400 V-Bucks, it seemed like a great deal, and players rushed to buy it, only to be charged 2,800 V-Bucks instead? Turns out, if you spam the purchase button, it would glitch out and charge you twice, turning a sick deal into a total ripoff. In Chapter 5 Season 3, Fortnite dropped the Dracon Steel Rider bundle, and sweats were in love. It came with a unique twist. Players would unlock extra styles depending on the highest rank that season. And according to the store, the Scrap Slicer pickaxe was supposed to work the same way. But there was just one problem. It didn't. Despite being advertised with unlockable styles, the Scrap Slicer had none, and players were furious. During Chapter 5 Season 4, Fortnite added Chemergy boost to the item shop, and Rocket League players were outraged. Turns out the boost was meant to be an exclusive reward from a Rocket League tournament. So competitors who earned it the hard way were furious to see it in the Fortnite item shop. Luckily, Epic quickly added a new version, the Comandancy boost, just for the tournament winners. But let's be real, Fortnite doesn't always make things right that fast. Do you remember the glitch to get under the OG map? It was super funny trolling people with it, but it could also be super OP. And getting eliminated to someone doing it felt like a total scam.
I killed him.
It wasn't long before Fortnite rolled out a patch claiming to fix it. But in Chapter 5 Season 2, someone found out how to do it again. It worked just the same as before, and it was just as overpowered. New skins coming to the item shop is always exciting. But when the shop reset in Chapter 5 Season 4, nobody could believe what they were seeing. It looked like you could purchase a bundle of the Moniker, Fortune, and Stash skins only for 1,200 V-Bucks? Unfortunately, Fortnite didn't tell anyone if you purchased it, you would only actually receive Moniker, leaving many people feeling like they'd been completely crushed. That's not the only time Fortnite has made a mistake, and in Chapter 5 Season 1, people spotted something in the item shop that seemed kinda out of place. If you scrolled all the way down, past the skins to the Jam Track section, and amongst the songs, there was actually the Heartbreaker skin. Fortnite made no comment on the situation, so players were left super confused about what was going on. But it turned out there was actually also a jam track called Heartbreaker, so if you accidentally bought it, you got tricked into buying a skin you didn't even want. In July 2024, Fortnite released an epic collaboration with Pirates of the Caribbean, with an awesome mini battle pass and the iconic Captain Jack Sparrow skin.
Ooh, oh, it's a Captain Jack Sparrow run. Oh, I'm being chased.
But there was a problem. Fortnite released it a week early and forgot to mention that if you bought it early, you couldn't even complete it, leaving players who did buy it feeling completely ripped off and frustrated. Some of you OGs might remember the semi-auto sniper rifle. It was decent back in the day, but when it was brought back in Fortnite OG, it wasn't OG at all. It was actually super overpowered. At only blue rarity, it did 101 damage to the body and 250 to the head, enough to make it one-shot headshot even in zero builds. If someone headshotted you with it, there was nothing you could do. It felt like a total ripoff when this thing eliminated you. They didn't say why, but thankfully Fortnite removed it from the game pretty fast. In Season 7, the cheer people hit the item shop, but when players were finally able to buy it and get into the game to try it, some were met with a nasty surprise. Fortnite showed the bushes in the item shop as green, but their color actually changes depending on which biome you're in. They can turn green to brown, or even snow, depending on where you are on the map. With the release of Rocket Racing came new cosmetics, and some of them were really expensive. The few starter pack quests contained a bunch of cool stuff, and Fortnite said it would cost $9.99. That was unless you were in Hungary, where the pack only costed 25 cents. sense? Fortnite aren't always the best communicators, and not too long ago, people started reporting that they were receiving the rare Psycho Bandit skin completely randomly. Nobody could figure out what was happening until this tweet from Ginger Froggy. Fortnite said you would get the skin during the promotion, but it turned out if you didn't start playing Fortnite until after the promotion ended, you didn't get the skin until 5 years later. You might recognize this, the Axe of Champions. Every season, Fortnite gave it to the winners of FNCS, and they only got to keep it for the season, making it possibly the rarest item in the game. Well, it was. Fortnite actually lied about its exclusivity and eventually brought it to the item shop for just 1,200 V-Bucks, making it one of the most popular. I can't imagine FNCS winners were too happy about it, but for the rest of us, it was pretty awesome. In Chapter 3, Fortnite added Colombo, and he was so cute, he immediately became a fan favorite.
So where do I stand to get redeployed? Oh, shoot! You're a legend! Whoa. Oh my god, he's so cute!
The community was devastated when he got removed, but 3 years later, he was finally set to return, only this time to LEGO Fortnite. LEGO Games even built this giant LEGO Colombo in real life to mark the occasion. Understandably, some players were sad. It wasn't the OG they knew and loved. But good news, it turns out Fortnite wasn't telling the whole truth, and it turns out you can actually still find both Colombos in LEGO Fortnite after all. On the 9th of August 2024, people were hyped to see the new X-Men skins in the item shop, only for them to be removed a few minutes later? Unlucky players who didn't buy them instantly missed out on the opportunity and were left feeling totally lied to. Back in Chapter 2, without any type of announcement at all, Fortnite added in the prop gun, and it was everywhere. People were finding it out of chests, NPCs, even just lying around on the ground, and it was chaos. But it turns out Fortnite kinda lied about its release and removed it only after being in the game for just 1 hour. The community was devastated, but fortunately it was added back in the next update. In May 2019, Fortnite released Season 9, and in the Battle Pass, there was a skin that looked awfully familiar. A lot of people were speculating the skin was Loser Fruit, and it made sense.
What the fruit? What?
That's gotta be for you.
It even had a strawberry on the shirt. Fortnite never confirmed or denied the community's suspicions, but on June 22nd, 2020, Loser Fruit got her official icon skin. So I guess you could say now she has 2 skins in the game. Kids stealing their parents' credit card for V-Bucks is a meme as old as Fortnite itself. But in 2022, it turned into a full-blown legal nightmare. It turns out, Fortnite used to automatically save credit card information without parents even knowing, meaning kids could keep spending, no questions asked. And yeah, it got out of hand fast.
All the money that's coming out of my account is being spent on Fortnite.
As more and more parents started noticing massive charges on their accounts, the FTC, they're basically the truth police, stepped in and took Fortnite to court. They found that Fortnite was using digital dark patterns, sneaky designs to trick players into spending more money, like confusing refund systems and auto-saved payment info. The result? A $245 million fine. No wonder parents were mad. But while justice was served that time, now in 2025, Fortnite's in trouble again. Over countdown timers? Parents say they're designed to pressure kids into panic buying stuff they don't even want. And honestly, it kind of tracks. I mean, have you ever rushed to go buy a skin before the timer runs out because it might go OG and get super rare, only for it to still be in the item shop after the reset? It feels like a total scam. Some of you guys might remember Midas's drum gun. It was one of the most OP mythics in Fortnite history, and in the right hands, it was downright busted. Sadly, Fortnite didn't give players a heads up that at the end of the season, it would seem to be removed forever. That was until Chapter 5, when Midas's chair could be found in Cloistered Castle. People started getting excited, and sure enough, 2 weeks later, Midas came back as Ascendant Midas, along with his drum gun. But there was a catch. It wasn't Mythic? The community was gutted, and to rub salt in the wound, when Ascendant Midas started selling the Mythic version 2 weeks later, it was nowhere near as awesome or overpowered as the OG. In Chapter 5 Season 4, Fortnite added bunkers across the map, promising top tier loot.
No, I've actually got god loot, bro. We've just all got instant loot.
And weapon mods. But what they didn't say is that there were also death traps. Out of nowhere, without any warning, a strange bug instantly eliminated players the second they got too close. And there was nothing they could do. Players who fell victim to the bug felt completely betrayed. But luckily, Fortnite acted quickly to fix it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out this one too. It's a banger. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss a video again. Thank you.